From ag-related automation to beautiful natural resources, we're committed to advancing you and putting the region on the map. GreenSeam is here to shape the future of agricultural, business, and communities where fertile land meets technology and people come together to feed the world. We are GreenSeam. All right, well, welcome back to the GreenSeam Show, and today we are joined by one of the employees over at Crystal Valley, a marketer extraordinaire, and today we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive with you, Megan, and you're going to tell us a little bit about your 5-year experience of being in this semi-intense job. So I guess the first question is this. Who are you and what makes you tick?
Sure. My name is Megan Tusa. I'm a grain marketer of Crystal Valley out of Jackson, Minnesota.
Jackson, okay.
Yes. So I grew up on a family farm, and my husband and I currently farm ourselves with our son, Blake.
You were busy.
So, yeah, working on the family farm and also going to work with farmers all day. I never get away from them, but it's fun. Yeah, so as a grain marketer, I work with our farmer patrons to help them with their grain marketing decisions as far as selling their corn and soybeans.
Very cool. And when it comes to marketing something like that, you're introduced to and you're interacting with random people fairly often, right?
Yeah, I mean, so interacting with farmers that are in our area, I guess, or that farm near our farms, our family farm. It's kind of a cool opportunity that I get to end up working with what I call friends now. So yeah, helping them as far as, they love raising corn and soybeans, farmers do. So working with them to get the best price possible for what they're selling and producing.
Very cool. So that's where we are as of right now. So we're going to go back in time for just a few moments here. Mm-hmm. And I wanted you to talk about this initial part of the process of saying, okay, I want to do something that's maybe ag related. Let's go out and try some internships. And from what I understand, you did a handful of these things, like 3, 4, 5 of them?
Yes. So going to school at SDSU, I went for ag business. I didn't totally know what I wanted to do when I got out of college, and that was okay, right? Like, it's okay not to know what you want to do. Yeah,
for sure.
So I took an internship as a sales agronomist, had an internship being an ag loan officer, had an internship also working in the 4-H program. I was just kind of like all over the board. Like, I'm going to try this out and see what I want. And it was an okay thing to do because you're only doing it for 3 months out of the year, just to try it out. It's not your full-time career. So, and I ended up landing a job as a grain marketer then, which was totally not any of the 3 things I did as an intern either. But they're all good life experiences to see what you do and don't like as a career.
So what made you think about trying these different internships? Was it your college professor? Was it your family?
What was the catalyst for it?
Yeah.
I think it was just more of me not knowing what I wanted to do. I originally thought, I love 4-H. Like, let me try a 4-H internship. And it was like, it was okay, but let me try something different and see if I like that better. Being an ag loan officer, that was a job where I was inside a lot and not really outside interacting with customers. And it was like, well, maybe I want to be more outside and, travel a little more. So I think that's kind of how I ended up being a grain marketer, is I get to go out and visit customers on their farm and get out of the office a little bit. So
you do the sampling, right, of all these different internships, and then all of a sudden now you're in this real job, and you've stuck with it for a long time, because the average person in America, what are they sticking with their job 3, 4,
real short.
It's not very long.
Yep.
What is it about this, within this space, within the ag space, that actually has got you to stick with it this long?
Yeah.
Because your history has said that you don't. Right? So there's
Yeah.
something magic that's happening here that's specific to you.
Yeah, and I think it's the relationships that I've built with my customers. I really enjoy, obviously, where I live, living on the farm and farming with my husband, and just making those friendships with people you're going to live with for the rest of your life, that I get to interact with them on a daily basis in a different way than just farming, I guess.
So you're interacting with farmers, you farm, but part of the marketing thing is watching the Chicago Board of Trade, right? Mm-hmm. And trying to understand where puts, calls, hedging, all those things in play, right?
Yep.
So they learn that in school, or did you learn that from somebody at Crystal
On the
Valley?
job. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I took a little bit of the classes at college about marketing, but of course I was like, well, what do I need this for? Like,
Yeah. That's the
I'm
point
not
it
going
all
into marketing.
seems.
just teach me the
everybody.
basics and I'll move on. So I never thought I would end up doing this, and honestly, like coming back to the family farm and needing it for my husband and I to market our grain, we I don't know, it kind of just ended up being a good deal as far as I was learning, and it kind of ended up being a self-taught thing a little bit from my coworkers and stuff, but it's a good deal that it helped me out on my own farm, and it made me really want to learn it just so I could apply it to what we were doing at home.
So you like numbers.
Yeah.
You like, the sales and working with customers, right?
Yep.
The numbers are a big part of marketing, though.
Correct. Yeah, you got to know your numbers. I liked math in school, so that kind of came easy to me. And I don't know, farmers, they're really emotional about producing their crop, right? Like it's a kid that you only raise like once, and
you get to raise 40 crops in an average farmer's life, right?
Correct.
You get 40 times to fix what you did wrong the year before.
Yeah, so it's very emotional to them, and so I think like in a way I kind of call myself a psychiatrist some days because farmers just they don't want to sell their grain, and so it's kind of just keeping a level head for them too, is more than the numbers thing, even too, just being there and having a relationship with them.
So I want you to talk on work-life balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have something unique going on with the fact that you have one, this full-time job, two, you have a second full-time job at home, and then three, you're still being a mom and having a family, which is basically a full-time job, right?
Right.
So there's a work-life balance there.
Yep.
How are you balancing that, or can you balance that?
Yeah. So being a grain marketer and with Crystal Valley, we have the flexibility of we can buy grain from anywhere. We can access our bids and almost all the information we need from anywhere. So, when I have a sick kiddo or my husband calls and says I need seed in the field, I still have the ability to quick run and do that and still have my customer interaction and be able to help them if they need something. Yeah. Crystal Valley gives us great benefits as far as being able to take time off and help where I'm needed on the farm too.
So you grew up on the farm, and that's the story that a lot of us did, myself and others. I'm going to go into ag because I grew up on the farm. What would you give advice for somebody that didn't grow up on the farm to say, could they get a job like what you have?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I never thought I would do this when I was in college and I was learning about the marketing things. I never thought I would really apply it to my life. And then, it can be honestly a self-taught thing too. You can learn from your peers. You don't necessarily have to go to school for it or grow up with it. You can learn about it just from having that relationship with farmers. So
it's like trading stocks. It's like trading other types of commodities.
Yeah.
This is corn, soybeans as your primary commodity you're trading with farmers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Very cool. Anything else that we want to ask her about? Going once? Going
Got
twice?
nothing to add.
Well, thank you so much for spending a little time with us this afternoon, and God's richest blessings on your next coming endeavors, the next 10 years of working, doing the marketing thing. I like it. Later.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye.